Good morning, Stampers. Welcome to Learning with Friends. I am Pat Fairless from Fairless Stamp and Flair. And for those of you that are in the United States, happy Independence Day, or happy 4th of July, as we usually call it. I hope you are actually off, not watching this video and having a good time and catching the replay later. And I'll be honest with you, I have recorded this yesterday on July 3rd so that I could enjoy the holiday today too. But I had some fun things that I wanted to share with you. And so I didn't want to just skip today, even though it was a holiday. I thought about it, I'll be honest. I did think about it, but I decided to go ahead, and I am going to try to keep this really short and sweet, but we have some fun things and something that I think you might find a little bit unique. So hang around to the end. You'll see 3 cards and 3 different ways to make the cards. And let's just go ahead and get started. So today I decided I'm going to use some things that are not considered typical stamping supplies to make some fun backgrounds for cards. So I'm just going to make the background. They are all super quick and super simple. I'm not going to decorate the cards. As you know, I usually just show you the completed cards, but I'm going to make a background because they're all different. And then I will show you that card. So the first thing I'm going to use is bubble wrap. Now we all probably have this laying around, right? We get those Amazon packages and they have bubble wrap. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we have bubble wrap in those when they come. Most everything either comes with those little foam peanuts or bubble wrap, but we're going to use bubble wrap to make our card. So I just cut a piece out of a much larger piece. You do have to kind of pay attention to where you cut between the bubbles, or the bubbles go flat. And you may have seen this one before. This one's not super unusual, but I am just going to ink this up with my ink pad. And I'm just going to tap this on here. I may twist a little bit because I want to make sure it gets nicely inked. You do want to ink the side if you pay attention to your bubble wrap, which until I did this, I didn't really pay attention. There is one side of your bubble wrap that is pretty flat. This seems to be the solid side, and this is the side with the bubbles. So you want to ink the side with the bubbles. Otherwise, you're just going to get a flat piece of plastic to lay on your card. So we're going to take this and we are just going to lay this over our card and kind of wipe and press. Try not to move it around, and then lift it up carefully so you don't move it around too much. And you have a bubble background. Isn't that kind of cute and fun? I just thought this was a fun background. So I decided it is 4th of July, and do we like ice cream on 4th of July? Of course. So I decided to make a card, and I thought this was kind of fun with the bubbles for a little bit. Ice cream sundae here. This is made with the ice cream swirl stamp set. I did use deckled circles down here to make the bowl. I just cut a couple of them, partial ones in different sizes, and then adhere them together. But other than that, it's a very simple card, just die cutting. Strawberries were colored with Stampin' Blends, and it says, "Hope your day is sweet," and I turned it into a birthday card. Used a piece here for my decoration, and I also added a piece on the flap. Now, you could actually just open your envelope, put a piece of paper over this side, and decorate directly as opposed to adding a separate piece. But I did a separate piece because I was practicing and I had extra pieces. So that is the first card. How simple is that? Now, the next one I'm going to do is, I think I thought this up by myself. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else. I'm calling this card Stick a Fork in It. And we are going to use a regular dinner fork. You could use a salad fork. You could use any kind of fork you have. It doesn't matter. It's just a fork. What I did when I started this, I thought about what kinds of things would add unique textures or patterns. So I'm like, what about a fork? So I'm going to use 3 different colors. I got these from my color coach. I did not make them up. Lost Lagoon, Gray Granite, and Coastal Cabana. My color coach tells me those go together. So these are the ones I'm going to use. I tried a couple different ones from the color coach, and I did like this one the best. So, and I'm using a diagonal piece, and when you see the card, you'll see why. This is just a triangular piece. I could have used a square piece, but this was a scrap left over from the card I'm going to show you that I made with this, so I decided no waste, we'll just use it. So what we want to do is we're just going to ink up the back of our fork, and I am using a piercing mat just to give a little bit of cushion, and then I'm just going to place my fork wherever I want, kind of randomly, in different directions. You can kind of put it on here because the fork is curved. You can kind of roll it a little bit. You can just push it down, whatever works best for you. If you just want a little tiny short piece, just touch the tips and you'll just get a little bit of the ends here. Now we do have to clean our fork between, so I've got a microfiber cloth here. I'm just going to wipe it off, and I'm going to add, let's go ahead and just go down the line, and I'll add the gray granite next. And again, I'm trying to kind of play with the direction so that they all go in a little bit different direction, just to create a little more interest. Let things cross, and there's no rhyme or reason to this at all. You just kind of want to have it look random. Okay, so we'll clean this off again. Nicely, because the stainless steel fork, it wipes off really easily. You can put it in water, put it in the dishwasher afterwards. That's what I'm going to do. And now I have Lost Lagoon. So where shall I put this one? I want it to look, let's go this way. And kind of how hard you push and how much ink, you may get a wider little piece of ink, which is fine. It's supposed to be meant to look random. It's not supposed to look planned. You could actually make a planned pattern, as I think about it. That could be interesting too. But that is basically how I created my background. I just used a fork, dipped it in different colors, use whatever colors you like. Grab your color coach. Stampin' Up! Has a color coach. Did you know that? If you're a demonstrator, you can find it on the demonstrator website. And if you're a customer, ask your demonstrator. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Ask me, and I can send you a copy of the color coach. It gives you colors that go with every one of Stampin' Up! Colors or suggested colors. Obviously, we can all make up our own. But I thought this made kind of a unique, fun background. And so here's the card I made with this. This uses the Trusty Tool stamp sets. One of my favorites since it first came out. This is a bit of a fun fold. It is not a bit of a fun fold. It is a fun fold. The small card lifts, and then the diagonal part opens. So I used this technique for this diagonal piece. I made a little stripe here on the inside, and I added another little strip here. So it's an easy, fun fold, but it's kind of cute. And I thought it went well with the background. Something about that background told me Trusty Tools. So we have here just some more of the DSP. This is Country Woods DSP that I put here on the inside. It's just a soft wood grain pattern. I will put the tutorial for this. I'll put a link on there below the video so you can download this fun fold to see how to make it. But that is my background number 3. And then I saved one for last that basically was created for today, which is Independence Day, as I said, here in the United States. and I'm using corrugated cardboard. Now, I'm going to give you a couple hints about this. I just took a piece of a box, and if you look at it, you can see the corrugations here in the center here, and we're all familiar with this. The one hint I wanted to give you is what I found, and I'm not sure all boxes are the same, but this is how mine was. One side looks kind of smooth and consistent. You don't see any of the corrugation. This side is the side where they must glue the other piece on. I don't know exactly how it's made, but you can see the lines here. What I found out, when you want to go to, because you're going to peel one side of this off, this side peels off easier than this side. So that's just my hint. Where you can see the corrugations kind of shining through the cardboard, that's the place you want to go grab your paper here and peel it off, okay? Now, you can peel it as clean or leave as much on or whatever you like. It's going to come off in pieces, of course. Here's one that was just pulled and not cleaned up. But I also thought it would be fun to use this and just leave these on here. That could give a really interesting texture. Something that'd look very worn and distressed, wouldn't it? So I didn't want my card to be worn and too distressed. I didn't mind a little distressed. So I cleaned mine up. And I am going to ink this with red. And since it's Independence Day, I'm guessing everybody from the United States anyway can probably already figure out what I'm going to make. Now with this, because this cardboard will absorb your ink, you want to ink it pretty well. So have kind of a nice juicy stamp pad, and you're also going to want to work a little bit quickly once you get this on here. You probably want to put more on than you think you need, because remember, it is absorbing into the cardboard. So then you're going to just pick it up and lay it on your cardstock and press it down. Now, I did find it's helpful if you want these to be straight, your stripes to be straight, to line up, this is a different hint, line up your cardstock with your grid paper. And then when you press this down, you can line up your cardboard with the line on the grid paper as well. And sure enough, I got inky fingers, but it's okay. It's normal when we're stamping, right? So who's already figured out what this card was made into? If you said a flag, yep, you're probably right. It's Independence Day, so I wanted to make a flag. Obviously, can't get all 50 stars up here. I used some little sequins that I had. I had these little gold sequin stars from I don't even know when, but they didn't show up on my Night of Navy background too well, so I put some white sequins behind them. They do sparkle and glimmer a little bit, which is fun. The Celebrate is from Softly Said, and the background here is embossed with the cane weave embossing folder, and this one is with Dashing, what's it called? Dashing Designs. I think I embossed the star before I adhered the sequins or the stars, and the light and the I just added a few more stars on the inside to carry my patriotic theme, and I've got the red, white, and blue mats going on. This is an old sentiment I found in a stamp set. So old, it's wood mounted, but I thought it went well with Independence Day. The best things in life are not free, but priceless. And that certainly speaks of our freedom, right? That we all know freedom is not free, but the best things in life are not free. So that is my card. Let me bring them all in. And I did not make an envelope for this one, because I wasn't real sure where I would send it yet. So we'll figure that out. So here are our 3 cards with some unique, unusual things that we have laying around the house. I'm gonna flip back over here. And think about the things you have laying around your house and what you could use to make a unique background. I would love to hear your, see your read or your comments about what you might come up with. Because I think it's kind of a fun idea to use things that we have around our house, but we don't necessarily associate them with stamping or card making. But look how interesting they make a background. So I'd love to hear what you think of. I was trying to come up with more ideas, and that was just things I found around my house. I'm sure there are many, many more. But thank you for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful day, no matter what day it is that you're watching this. And if you would give me a thumbs up, that would be great. I'd love to have you share this with your friends. And let's have fun and learn together. Have a great day. Bye-bye.